You know, there's an old yet very common bit of knowledge and advice called "Don't judge a book by its cover." And it still seems to very often be ignored. And in so many ways, that just blows my mind that how ignored it is. It reminds me of a story I heard recently. A young man in his 30s was riding with his father on the train and looking out the window, and he shouted, "Dad, look at the trees. They're going behind." And the young man's father smiled at the man, and a young couple sitting nearby looked at the young man's childish comment with pity. And suddenly the young man exclaimed, "Dad, look at the clouds. They're running with us. They're all running with us." And the couple couldn't resist and said to the old man, "Why don't you take your son to a good doctor?" And the old man smiled and said, "We just did, and we're coming home from the hospital. My son was blind from birth, and he just got his vision today." Yeah, everybody in the world has a story. We cannot judge people before we truly know them. So today in the ABCs of Leadership, we are on the letter J, which stands for judgment. As leaders, we have to make judgments every day. They come in the form of decisions. We need to judge what's good or bad for a client, a customer, an employee, or even a family member. Last week, we talked about learning to listen to your intuition and your insights, because our minds sometimes they jump to conclusions and they make assumptions that are false. I've done this many times. It's easy to make up a story in your head about why someone may be disengaged or self-absorbed. We make judgments and then we use labels and we throw them around. And labels are harmful, and truthfully, they might be wrong. You have no idea, for example, what kind of environment somebody might have been raised in, or what kind of trauma they may have survived, and what kind of day that they're having, unless they tell you. But if instead you can use a new story in your mind, that everyone is always doing the best that they can, this will help you to feel more empathy and compassion towards others. It really makes your day a lot better. Like, no one woke up today and said, "I'm going to make sure you have a terrible day." No, we judge others by their behavior, but we judge ourselves by our intentions. So why not switch that around? If we have good intentions, let's assume that others do too. So instead of quickly judging someone's behavior or labeling them, assume that they have good intention instead. And then your life will be a whole lot easier. And you'll make somebody else's day better too.